Scrum events. There are 5 events in Scrum. The first is the sprint and is a container for all the other events. Each event is a formal opportunity to inspect and adapt Scrum artifacts. These events are specifically designed to enable the transparency required. Importantly, events are used in Scrum to create regularity and to minimise the need for meetings not defined in Scrum, and should not be seen as additional meetings to overload the team. Optimally, all events are held at the same time and place to reduce complexity. The sprint. Sprints are the heartbeat of Scrum. It is a time box of fixed length which creates consistency, usually 2 weeks. A new sprint starts immediately after the conclusion of the previous sprint. During the sprint, no changes are made that would endanger the sprint goal. The product backlog is refined as needed, and scope may be clarified and renegotiated with the product owner as more is learned. Sprint planning. Sprint planning initiates the sprint by laying out the work to be performed for the sprint. The resulting plan is created by the collaborative work of the entire team. The following questions should be asked and answered. Why is this sprint valuable? The product owner proposes how the product could increase its value and utility in the current sprint. The sprint goal must be finalised prior to the end of sprint planning. What can be done in this sprint? Through discussion with the product owner, the team select items from the product backlog to include in the current sprint depending on capacity and prior experience. How will the chosen work get done? For each selected product backlog item, the team plan the work necessary to create an increment that meets the definition of done. The sprint goal, the product backlog items selected for the sprint, plus the plan for delivering them are together referred to as the sprint backlog. Sprint planning is usually time-boxed to a couple of hours. Daily Scrum. The purpose of the daily Scrum is to inspect progress towards the sprint goal and adapt the sprint backlog as necessary, adjusting the upcoming planned work. It is a time-boxed event, ideally to 15 minutes. To reduce complexity, it is held at the same time and place. They improve communication, identify impediments, and promote quick decision making. This is the team's meeting and should not be seen as a status report to management. Showcase. The purpose of the showcase is to inspect the outcome of the sprint and determine future adaptations. The team presents the results of their work to key stakeholders and progress towards the product goal is discussed. Based on this information, attendees collaborate on what to do next. The product backlog may be adjusted to meet new opportunities. The sprint review is a working session, and the Scrum team should avoid limiting it to just a presentation. Typically, this is an hour-long event for a 2-week sprint. Sprint Retro. The purpose of the retro is to pause and review ways to increase quality and effectiveness of how the team is working together. The team together inspects how the last sprint went with regards to individuals, interactions, processes and tools, and anything else that is relevant. This event can take many forms, with the important outcome being tangible actions that can improve subsequent sprints to come. Typically, this is an hour long for a 2-week sprint.